Okay, I think we are already on YouTube. So hello, YouTube. I'm Fernanda, and I will guide this conversation today. I'm here with Daphne and Elton. Um, Before we start, I will just explain a little bit about the platform. Here at Talk and Talk, we are a platform where we can practice uh, foreign languages as English, Spanish, French, Italian, and Chinese. I'm not an English teacher. I'm here just to guide the conversation, and we are going to talk about living alone, the challenges of this. And I think that's it in general about talk and talk. Before we start with the questions, normally we do like a presentation, a personal presentation, just to practice this part too and know each other. So I will start with mine, and after I choose one of you to continue. So I'm Fernanda. I live in São Paulo. I work as a Spanish teacher, and normally I guide the French conversations here. This is my first conversation for English, so I'm a little bit nervous, but I think everything will be all right. And I think that's it about me. Hello, Christian. Good to see you again.
Hello guys, good afternoon. How are you doing today?
Okay, great. We are here in the presentation, in the personal presentation. Um, Daphne, could you present yourself, please?
Hi guys, my name is Daphne. I'm 28 years old. I'm married. I live in Amsterdam. I've been here for 1.5 years because I see more benefits to learn English through the conversation than just to go the traditional schools. And that's it. I like to read books and to learn new things. And about you, Elton?
Sorry, who? Me?
Yes, you.
Oh, okay. Hello, guys. Good afternoon. My name is Elton. I am 31 years old. I've been working as a software developer, more specifically a Python developer. I'm a guy from São Paulo. I'm a father. In my spare time, I like to do outdoor activities. I like to spend my free time away from the computer. What else? Yeah, I like to practice hiking, workout. Uh, Nowadays, I'm taking some swimming classes. I like to ride my motorcycle as well. Yeah, that's me, guys. How about you, Christian?
Sure, hello everyone. My name is Christian Jimenez. I am from Bolivia. However, I currently live here in Curitiba, Paraná, Brazil. I work as well in the IT area. I work as a full stack software developer, and I have been working in the field for almost 12 years. I currently work for a Brazilian institution, so I moved to Brazil 2 years ago. In my free time, I really like to learn and practice different languages. In fact, I started as a host here in Talk and Talk, Spanish and English, and English. I lead Spanish and English immersions. Um, and that's it, a little bit about me, guys.
Oh, great. Thank you, Christian, Elton, and Daphne, for the presentations. Good to know more about you. I will start with the questions. As I mentioned today, we are going to talk about the challenges that we may have by living alone. So here the first question. I read an answer after I choose one of you for answering too. What are some signs that indicate you might be ready to live alone? Uh, in my opinion, I think when you feel comfortable about doing things by your own, as maybe cook, also when you already work and can pay things that you spend. And I think maybe when you feel more also comfortable about doing the things alone sometimes, but it's something that, as the video we watched, I mentioned something that you sometimes feel in your heart, or there is also this this sentimental question involved, I think. And what about you, Christian?
Yes, I completely agree with you. I think that when you feel maybe that you are responsible enough, or maybe when you are mature enough to have more responsibilities, maybe when you are able to pay your bills as well, it's a good sign that you are ready to for living alone. Um, Another thing is when you are capable to organize your time, when you are capable to organize maybe your activities, if you are able to create that balance between your personal and your studies or maybe your work, it's a good sign that you are ready for living alone. um, Let me see as well. Yeah, I when you are responsible in maybe in the task in your house, maybe when you already know how to cook, or when or maybe you clean your house. When you already have that habit, it's a good sign as well that you are ready to live for living alone. And that's it, guys. What about you, Elton? What do you think about it?
Well, I totally agree, but sometimes I believe that you don't need to be prepared. You can prepare yourself during the process, you know. It happened to me. And I believe that this choice can come from the needs, you know, that you have in your life. Sometimes you need to move to a new city. You need to live near the work, or even you can just be an independent, you know. It was my case. I I believe that when you are more independent, you can grow better, you can earn more maturity, you know. I believe that it help you to be more responsible, I think, with your life, with your choices, with your career, you know. Yeah, that's it. How about you, Daphne?
Yes, I agree with you. I think the best thing to before you go to live alone is be responsible and financially and emotionally independent, organize it, and have the hygiene to keeping your home clean. And that's it. I think is the key of to live alone.
Yeah, great. And it's really interesting what Elton mentioned. Sometimes we are not going to be totally prepared. So sometimes it's like an opportunity maybe that appears and you already want to live alone. And sometimes it's something that you can consider also. I agree with that. So guys, I think I will go for one more question here. Daphne, I think I will continue with you. Could you please read the next one and answer?
Yes. In your opinion, what is the most difficult thing about living alone? I think is pay all the bills, to do everything alone, and don't have anybody to talk and share your emotions like fear or anxious. I think is the best worst. And you, Christian?
Yeah, sure. I think I agree with you with that part of not having nobody to express your emotions. Maybe if you were living with your family, or your relatives, or your siblings, you have to get used to just endure and just don't say anything, because you will be living just with your own problems. And it's totally normal that maybe when you move or when you start living alone, you don't want to bother your family, and you just want to show them that everything is going well in your new life, living alone. So yeah, I think that it's something that you have to learn. Another thing that it's paying the bills as well. I consider that it's so important. Obviously, if you are paying your own bills, because I know about people who move and they are still getting support from their families. So it depends totally on the context. Um, Another thing that I consider that it's important, or maybe what affects you the most, it depends. If you move to a place that it's far away of your home, it's so difficult, that feeling that maybe you don't have you don't have the opportunity to visit frequently your parents. It's something that hit me so much when I moved to another city, and even more that I live in another country, is something that hit me and made me feel sad to not have the opportunity to just travel to another country for 6 or 7 hours and say hello to my parents. So yeah, you have to be ready for that. Obviously, if you don't have that close relationship with them, that won't be a big problem. But in my case, I have a close relationship with my parents and my relatives. And that's it.
Oh, great, Christian. And what about you, Elton?
Well, in my case, I believe that the beginning of living around is very difficult because you need to start everything from scratch, you know. You need to build your house, you buy the furnitures, uh, and it's hard because sometimes you are paying the rent, you know, and you need to buy uh, the new things, and you need to organize yourself very well. And sometimes you need to save money, you need to avoid some wastes, you know. Uh, and like Christian said, I could realize that nowadays I'm feeling that I started the work from home, you know, and now I can feel that when you are alone the whole day, you feel so alone, you know, because you don't have anyone to talk, you don't have anyone to share your day, or even have an exchange of ideas, of opinions about the next steps, you know. And nowadays, I'm feeling a lot that. Yeah, that's it.
Oh, I agree with you, Elton. And while as we work at home is really good, but it has this bad part about really feeling alone. I don't live alone, but my husband work uh doesn't work from home. So sometimes I feel like this, as you mentioned, a little bit alone. And I think it is something like when we work a lot from home, it happens sometimes.
Yeah.
But I think it's worth it. I realize to work from home. Great. I will go for one more here. Okay. The next one. Have you ever had the opportunity to live alone, and how was it? In my case, no. When I left my parents' house, I was already married, so I came to a new home with my husband. Um, but sometimes it happens what I mentioned. Sometimes I feel a little bit alone because my husband doesn't work from home. So, but in general, I think I deal well with this and about doesn't living with my parents. For me, it's okay. And Elton, what about you? I think you already had, right?
Well, not always. I believe that after I became a father, I I lived with my daughter's mom for a while. And after a time, I got single and I started to live alone, you know. I don't know, I believe that since my 21 years old, I think it's about more than 10 years, I think. But before that, it was my dream because I like it to have my things. When I was younger, I have two sisters, you know, and we was all the time fighting because uh, we 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 didn't like to share the our things, you know. It was common, I think, but I had this wish to live alone because I would like to have more privacy, you know.
Yeah, it's really good. Sometimes people say, "Oh, you miss your old house," but for me, it was okay. Like, I think it's worth it. Like the freedom of doesn't living with the parents or family. Don't know. For you, it's the same. You like to live alone?
Yeah, I like it. I'm happy. But I believe that what I miss is the memories, you know, when I was a child, when my sisters was a child as well. And nowadays my daughter, she's 12 years old. I miss her a little baby as well, you know. I believe that what we miss is the memories.
Yeah, it's true. Great, Elsa. Thank you. And what about you, Daphne?
No, I haven't this opportunity, but I wouldn't accept it because I use it to living with more people. But uh, in the future, yeah, I don't know. Maybe I need to live alone and I need to learn to do everything alone.
Uh, so now you doesn't live alone, right? And you have never lived alone. Is that?
No. Yeah.
Okay. Okay. And what about you, Christian?
So I had opportunity to live alone when I was studying at the university because my family moved to another city in Bolivia. We were living in Cochabamba, but then we moved to La Paz. So I didn't get used to live there because I think that my environment was more living in the other city. So I decided to move to Cochabamba and continue my studies there alone. So obviously I got the support of them financially because I was still studying, so the bills were not on me. The only responsibility that I had was first of all approve all of my subject at the university because I had a condition that if I failed in some of them, I had to return to La Paz with my family. So I had to study so much and really hard because I didn't want to get back to La Paz because I didn't like living there. So I lived there alone for almost 3 years, I remember. And something that I learned from that experience was that I had to organize my time, and as well I had to be really organized with with that finances because I just have a budget for every single month. So I had to survive with that budget because my family is not rich, so I didn't have so much condition of spending my money, so I have to create a budget for every week, and know where I have to buy something, or when I have to invest in something, or things like that. So yeah, that's my experience of living alone.
And why didn't you like the city? Any
Because La
reason?
Paz is kind of La Paz it's kind of a cold city. The weather is so cold, almost all of the year. So, and as well, it's a kind of big city, and in the place that we were living was kind of the countryside of the city. So, and I had been almost all of my life in Cochabamba, in that specific place. So my friends were there, my activities were there, all of the things that I was doing were there, so it was kind of difficult to move to La Paz. And at that age, even more at that age, that I was so attached to my activities.
Okay, I got it. I think Daphne, I think she left. I don't know, but she come back. I accept her again. No problem. So guys, I think I will go for one more here. Uh, Elton, could you read the next question and answer? Is the 5?
Yeah. What advice would you give it to someone who is about to start living alone? Good question. I don't know, maybe be patient because isn't easy, but you can achieve that. Uh, by the way, I'm proud of myself because I did it. If I did it, you can do it. And yeah, I believe that when you start to live alone, you don't start in a beautiful house. Sometimes you need to start from some place, from the beginning. And with the time, you can rent or buy a better house. Because sometimes when you starting, you are alone and you don't need a lot of bedrooms, a big living room, and with the time you can achieve that. And you, Christian?
Yeah, I totally agree with you. I think that another thing that I would like to add is that you gotta be aware that it's not gonna be easy because that will be your first time. And as any other things, you will have to learn how to handle different situations. So it's something that you have to be aware. So don't create that high expectation of how it's gonna be at the beginning. Obviously, with the time, you will do better and better. You will be able to handle maybe tough situation easily because you will have already the experience of living alone. Another thing would be try to create the habit of organize well your finances, and organize as well your activities, because you will have to do almost all of the things by your own. So it's something that maybe at the beginning will be kind of hard. You will get stressed, but then you will get used to do all of your opportunities, um, all of your activities. Sorry, and that's it, guys. That's my opinion.
Oh, I think you gave very great advices. I agree with you guys. Like, uh, I would say it's important to be patient, as Elton mentioned. Also, I would say also try to save some money if something bad happens, and you have this security maybe, and try to learn during this process to be a better person. And I think with the time, with the experience, the person start to see what works better by managing the house, also doing the things alone. I think with the experience, we learn a lot also. So guys, I think I'll go for one more question here. I read and answer the next one. What responsibilities come with the freedom of living alone? I think it's really good, like living alone, have this freedom, but there are a lot of responsibilities too, as like pay the bills, also clean the house. I think these two are the most difficult things to do, because sometimes by the cleaning is so much for just one person. So I think in the bills also, at least here in Brazil, we have a lot of things to pay. So sometimes it can be hard. I think these two, I think they're the most difficult responsibilities we have by living alone. And you, Christian, what do you think about this question?
Is the question number 6, right?
Yes, what responsibilities come with
Mhm.
the freedom of living alone?
Um, Let me see. I think that I already mentioned some of them. The responsibility or organize your or financial life, I would say. Maybe as well know how to organize and your activities, your personal activities as well. Don't think that it's gonna be like freedom. You will have free time for do all of the things that you want to do, because it's not like that. The real life is so different. Um, Another thing that we already mentioned it as well, it's um, paying the bills. It's something that I think that's the most difficult part of starting living alone. Um, Let me see. Um, I don't know. I think that I already mentioned it, all of my tasks. Uh, that's it. What about you, Elton? What do you think about it?
Yes, I agree. I believe that you need to organize yourself, organize your bills, your money to pay the bills every month, you know. And you need to organize yourself to clean the house. Sometimes you need to split the tasks because sometimes you don't. In my case, I can't do everything in one days, you know. And sometimes when I need to get up or take a break during my work day, I like to go to the kitchen. I wash some plates. I clean the kitchen. Sometimes I put some clothes to wash, you know, and I try to do the things. I split the things that I need to do. Uh, because I can have more free time at night, you know, to study, to create a new project, or even to go to the gym. What else? Yeah, I believe that these both are the essential, you know, about it. And one more, if you don't cook, you don't eat, you know. So that's the worst, I think. Sometimes.
Yes, yeah. You like to cook, Elton?
One moment.
Ah, okay. I don't like to cook, so I suffer about it.
Okay, I don't like exactly, but I'm getting the the way, you know. I'm getting good, because I I had a grandmother that she had a restaurant, so I grew up eating on her restaurant, you know. So I like to say that I grew up lazy to cook.
Oh, that's good. And what about you, Christian? Do you like to cook?
Yeah, I really love cooking because I really like eating as well. In fact, I started cooking just because I wanted to prepare my own food when I was kind of, let me see, 11 to 13 years old. I was so fat because I ate so much at that age. So at that time, I learned how to cook with my wife, with my mother. Nowadays, I still cook here in my house.
Oh, great. Um, I never liked it cooking, but I think I will try to like cook more. Normally, my husband cook here. He prefers than me, but I think it's really important also do some things about it.
Yeah,
Uh,
by the way, I could have more time to cook after I started to work from home. So nowadays
yes.
I like to do every day. I mean, before I ate in a restaurant, every day, and now I like to prepare my dinner, my lunch every day. Yeah, I don't know if I love that, but I like it.
Mhm. I think
But
it lives like a little bit the routine, right, of working.
yeah, yeah. And I like it because I'm trying to I don't know gain or earn weight. I'm training, and I like because I can prepare the right meals. And I can sometimes I can enjoy the process.
Oh, and it's difficult, like following you are doing like a diet or something like this.
Yeah, yeah, something like
I-
that.
It's difficult to follow the
No,
diet or no? No? Huh?
I mean I don't have a problem because I don't like to eat junk food. So I don't have problem when I am eating good food, good meals, the traditional.
Great. For me, I never tried like following a diet with a professional, but in the future, I pretend I think it's important uh have this support, and that's it. I think I will go for one more question here. I will read the next one and answer. Is it important to have friends and family close to you when you live alone, and why? Yes, I think it's important because sometimes you can go and visit your friends, your family during the weekends. It's easier when they live close to you. Um, and I think that's it. When you need some help, it's easier when you have people around you that like you as your friends or family. I live near my mother, and sometimes I go there during the weekend just to visit and talk with her. And I think it's really good to have this possibility. And that's it. And what about you, Christian? What do you think? The question 7.
Yeah, I think that it's important to have some acquaintance or relatives when you move to another place because I think that it will be kind of easier just having their support when you need something, when you need maybe some help, because at the beginning that will be kind of difficult. For example, when you have to rent your apartment or your first apartment, maybe those persons, those people could help you in that process. That happened to me when I moved to Brazil. My brother and my sister-in-law were already living in the city that we moved first. That was São Paulo, Hortolândia. So it was kind of easier to do that first process. that renting an apartment, maybe finding or searching our first card, doing the documentation, the legal documentation here in Brazil, that it's kind of difficult. So all of those process, my brother was who helped me. So obviously, if you don't have them, that will be a kind of more difficult, but won't be impossible because a lot of people already did this process. So, but if you have some acquaintance over there, that will be so helpful.
Yeah, once when I was moving here for the house I live now, uh, I I had to receive one thing that was coming, and the guy came in a time that I wasn't here, and my husband wasn't here too. So we asked for my mother to come here to help. So sometimes it can help also like in one situation like this, uh, and about the beginning of this part of changing to other house, other apartment. It's good like having people around. And what about you, Elton? What do you think?
Yeah, for sure. I think so because you can have support. It can make your life easier, because if you don't have anyone to help you or even to give you some tips, I believe that it can be hardest. Uh, yeah, I think so.
And your family live close to you, Elton?
Yeah, yeah, they live close. We live in the same neighborhood.
Ah, great, great. Um, uh, I will go for one more here, guys, as we still have time. Elton, I think I will continue with you. Could you please read the next and answer the question number 8?
Yeah. Do you think that young people have an illusion about the freedom of living alone? Why? Well, I don't think so. I believe that, I mean, sometimes, because it depends on the context, what they think about it, what is living alone. Uh, yeah, there are a lot of challenges, and sometimes you will have a lot of you will struggle in something, in maybe uh, a new bill that you need to pay and you don't organize it yourself very well, or I don't know, the lack of time to cook, the lack of time to organize or clean the house. That when the most Brazilians guys sometimes they go to work early and they arrive at too late, and it's hard to do to do these simple things. Yeah,
Yeah, I agree with you. Like for me, in the beginning, when I moved from my mom's house, it was really difficult. Like for me, was I thought it was going to be easier, like dealing with the things to clean here in the house, and also deal with the organization. So in the beginning, it was really difficult. I thought it was easier. For I had this illusion to like the freedom was going to be really great, but it has some things that are not so easy to deal with. And what about you, Christian? Do you agree um, that some people think like this, or no?
So, it depends. I cannot generalize, but in my opinion, most of the young people, they think that living alone is kind of easy. I think that it's more because they have now that we have social media. There are a lot of influencers that show maybe that living alone or making money, easy money, it's kind of easy. So those kind of that kind of influence can affect the way that they think. They think, but they don't know the how real world is. So yeah, that's what I think. Most of them think that it's kind of easy, but I cannot generalize.
Yes, yes. It depends on which one. We cannot generalize. I agree with you. Um, so, guys, I think as we have like just 10 minutes to finish, I will not do more questions. And I would like to know from you, how was the conversation today? As my first immersion for English, I'm a little bit nervous. But I think I hope you liked the conversation. How it was for you, Elton? And you guys are hosts, right? Here,
Yeah,
so one responsibilization. So you understand the feeling also.
under
So,
pressure.
yes, yes, yes.
But
Even that
see,
I have the French immersions. The first immersion for English is a different feeling. I don't know why, but
yeah, yeah.
I think everything is okay.
It was amazing. I loved the topic. It wasn't a common topic to see every day, you know. And you was amazing as well. I really loved the immersion. It was
Oh,
great.
great. What is your what uh what
My
day is
immersion
your immersion? I forgot. Sorry, Elton.
is tomorrow, every Thursday at 7 p.m.
Okay, okay, great. Thank you for what I think I have classes this time, but in one day I'm free, I will go for your immersion. Okay.
Yeah, I
It's
hope to.
7 at night, right?
Yeah, at night.
Okay, 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 great. And for you, Christian, how was the conversation?
I love the topic as well. I think that it's so important to talk about. Maybe as well we have a lot of experience to share. And I didn't know it was your first immersion in English. I thought that you
No,
already
as
guided.
a host, I already
Uh-huh.
guided, but for other like it's my first immersion as my appointment. I don't know if I can
Uh,
express myself well. So every Monday at this time I will be here, like
okay, got it.
officially.
Yeah, you did it so well, and you are doing well, so don't worry. You already did, or you already guide
Yeah.
French immersion. I think that it's harder than this, so you will get to use it.
Yes.
So I can tell you, my first immersion in English was so difficult as well. And I love it. Thank you so much for bringing up this subject.
Yes, yeah. Great, guys. I will send here the links we normally send. So here the survey link. I will send also my LinkedIn. I maybe I have Auto, but I don't remember. Uh, Here my LinkedIn and Instagram if you want to add me in your social media. And in the survey, you can send suggestions of other topics we can talk about, also about how it was, the conversation, but you like it, so I feel really happy about it. And I think that's it for today. I will end a little bit earlier. I think there's no problem. It was really good knowing your opinion about the subject. I think I already talked about it in French, but not sure. Uh, but in English, it's the first time I talked about it, so it was really good. Like practicing the vocabulary. And that's it for today. Thank you, Christian and Elton, for this immersion. It was really good. Hope you have a great day and hope to see you again in other immersions. And that's it. Thank you so much, guys.
Thank you, guys. It was a pleasure. Bye
Thank
bye.
you.